Playmakers, the daily sports bulletin from the bridge that brings you the big news and the top plays from the world of Indian sports. Hello and welcome to the Playmakers, our everyday live sports bulletin. My name is Rahul Kargal. On the Playmakers tonight, we've got a unique mixed gender football tournament turning heads in Odisha, and PV Sindhu crashes out in Japan. Our top story of the night comes from Sambalpur, Odisha, where a unique mixed gender football tournament called the Samata Cup is proving to be a transformative initiative by encouraging boys and girls to come together and break gender stereotypes. Joining me live on the program is Dr. Rita Mishra, CEO and Founder Trustee of Patang, the organization behind the initiative. Dr. Rita Mishra, thank you for joining us live on the Playmakers tonight.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for having me here.
Dr. Mishra, we've come to know about the Samata Cup. It's a fantastic and an extremely unique initiative. But what prompted you to start the Samata Cup at the outset?
Yeah, it's a long story, but it is an organic one to begin with. We have been working with young women and girls for a long, long time. I think almost 8 years back, we thought of working with boys. And when we started working with boys under a program called The Real Man, we really struggled how to really engage boys in our programs because there is no such language or methodology available to us. And during that process, we were trying to reach out to adolescent boys who are out of school. And we found out, sports is something what all these young boys are really enjoying. So we thought, can the sport, and especially, all kinds of outdoor sport, they can be catalysts and help us. In this process, we started working with boys by making them play hockey, which is very, very popular in Odisha, and then cricket. But then gradually we realize it's the teams are not available everywhere. So if we have to really reach out to more young boys and talk about gender equality, then we really need to think about another sport which is present in every nook and corner in this state. Then we thought of football, because every village has a football team. And in this process, we started 6 years back mixed gender football tournament at the block level. Then last year we did it at the district level, and it got a lot of attention and support. And the name was also decided by the young people themselves, where they thought of, let's have it Samata, so that we say the name itself will talk about equality. But if you also look at a logo, we are not talking about only in the gender binary of boy and girl. We are also making it very futuristic, where the other gender can also come in, because gender is also evolving as a concept. And none of us, we are perfect, and we do not have the understanding of gender. We all are learning. So in this process, the Samata Cup came, and the organically it evolved, where the young people have taken the lead and the boys have been in the forefront to break the gender barrier. Rahul, I think you are muted.
Apologies for that, Dr. Mishra. I do understand that this is the second edition of the tournament. How is it different this time around?
So, as I said, we started at the block level. Then last year we did it at the district level, and we really thought if we have to talk about a normative change, we have to take it to more people, more places. So this time, there are two, three key features I would like to outline. One is that there are 20 teams. Last time we had 10 teams from Sambalpur district. This time we have 20 teams from 5 districts. that is Jharsuguda, Sundargarh, Bargarh, Devgarh, and of course Sambalpur. And more importantly, we have around 319 young boys and girls who are playing. And if I can give you the breakup, it's 188 boys and 141 girls. And one more important thing we try to do is, last time we felt we were not involved the put the, in the technical expertise, people who have been in the sport field. So this time we have got two young boys who have played at the national level. They're part of our Patang team and they're guiding us. They're helping us to reach out to associations. And we have we said, it's not about on the field, there will be a mixed gender, kind of a equation. We should look at the referees. So here the referees are also, we have mixed, male and female referees. So these are the key highlights from this year Samata Cup.
Fantastic. So it's mixed gender all around the players as well as the officials. Also, there is obviously a larger motive, behind this initiative. What sort of transformation have you observed that the Samata Cup has brought about over the past couple of years?
Yeah, so Rahul, this is an important question. For an NGO, everybody thinks, we need to impact, we need to bring change. So what we have been reflecting is that the biggest change which has happened and the transformation which has happened is within Patang. When we work with boys, we cannot approach the issue of gender in the same lens. We cannot project them as victims or perpetrators. We have to really identify what kind of role they we see in this entire patriarchal system and how they can be the change makers. So I think the biggest transformation which has happened within Patang is that we have somewhere understood that they are going to be our ally. They are the partners in change. So they are also the victims of the patriarchal system as much as the girls. And the other changes I would like to say is among the players. The players who were really, if you could have seen the other film that we have around Samata Cup, they were very reluctant to begin with to play. How come, we'll play with girls, what people will say, and, somewhere the status will be low, the quality of competition will not be high. So those were some of their apprehensions and innovations. And I can say those were the stereotypes. I think those definitely have been shattered, both among the boys and also in the girls. Because last time we had only 10 teams in Sambalpur and we have 20 teams, so the transformation could be seen there. And one more key is stakeholder, that is the parents, the kind of young people we work with from the marginalized community. Um, the parents are predominantly from humble families, humble background, and what we are seeing is that there is a lot of discussion and discourse happening around participation of girls in the when they're going with shorts in the to the field in the morning to practice. So those kind of permission, those kind of inhibitions are also somewhere getting challenged. So there is a change at various levels. And additionally, I will also say among the other stakeholders, like last time when we were playing this tournament, what we found, there were some objections from a couple of police officials. They said there can be a lot of aggression and abuse, and this can lead to a lot of violence in the field and all. But when we spoke to them and we said, these are the dreams of all young people to play. So somewhere they also changed and we made them the advocate. I said, why don't you, sir, you explain to them what are the rules and regulations they should keep in mind while playing. So, and this year, one of my friend from a transgender community, she was also not very happy about this mixed gender idea. So she wrote back saying, I'm not very comfortable. But then I translated that when you talk in Odia, it is a good translation. Both लड़के और लड़कियां दोनों खेल रहे हैं उभय पुआ और झियो खेलुचंदी. That is not so misleading. So I think lot of discourse is generated through this. I'm not saying we are giving an answer, but we are on a quest to find some answers for gender equality through this process.
And I would imagine that when you did float the idea initially, these were the challenges that you had to overcome. And having done that the first year, and now, of course, the number of participants in teams has really expanded. Uh, you also did mention before we started the program about certain initiatives that you undertook to mobilize the crowds to come in and watch and support the players. Could you share some of those initiatives with our viewers?
Yeah. So we really feel the conversation should not be just limited to the event and to the playground. So for this reason, we thought how we can get more audience for the tournament, but also at the same time create some kind of question in young mind. We collaborated with the schools and colleges in and around Sambalpur and Bargarh district. We undertook an exercise through various competitions like debate, essay, and drawing. How a sports key can be an enabler, can actually transform and bring gender equality. Similarly, we are also carrying out lots of traditional method, of mobilizing people, going with a rath. Somewhere a Samata Ratha is there, where the Ratha is actually going around and trying to speak to the crowd, and then the conversations is happening. Besides that, we have mobilized a lot of sports association. Last time we had somewhere missed it because of these two young boys, Faisal and Sunil. We have got in touch with the district sports officer. He is really Satyanarayanji, a gentleman who has supported us, and also a lot of support we have been receiving from the district collector, the SP, every and the DO, district education officer. There also we are making a performance on the grand finale where differently able kids are actually performing. So the district education officer has given us the permission that these kids can play because when we are helping them to perform, they also saying we don't want to. The boys are saying we don't want to dance with the girls. So the gender has really somewhere internalized by every section of the society. So Samata Cup is just a tool to get the conversation going and making us all reflect, where we can really, pitch in and try to make it more egalitarian.
Yep, and it's a fantastic tool to mobilize the masses and initiate change. And final question to you, Dr. Mishra. What is your vision, having done this now for a couple of years? What's your vision going forward for the Samata Cup?
Yes, I think there are two, three things we really want to focus. One is gender equality and having a conversation around is the first thing. But it also talking about sports. We have somewhere it's not a very sporty nation. And there are no places for young people to play. We can always blame them for not going to the playground, not playing, but there are no infrastructure available. So highlighting both. And next year we are doing it at the state level, and we have already mobilized resources for the third year where it will be a national level. So the vision is that it has to be a big buzz around the country through civil society, through other stakeholders and media like you, Rahul. And then maybe after a few years, Samata Cup is not needed. So it becomes a norm that where boys and girls playing together. So the normative change that we want to witness is that it becomes a norm and it should not raise eyebrows. "Oh, what is this young boys and girls playing?" Thank you.
Yep. And Dr. Mishra, the Samata Cup, I must admit, is truly a unique tournament in every way, and it's a fantastic initiative towards making, a world of difference in the region. And I'm glad to hear that the vision for the Samata Cup is to go national as well. And we really wish you the best of success. Thank you very much, Dr. Mishra, for joining us tonight live on the Playmakers.
Thank you very much, Rahul, for having me.
That was Dr. Rita Mishra, the CEO and founder trustee of Patang. Moving on, news from badminton now, and ace Indian shuttler PV Sindhu has lost her second round match at the Kumamoto Japan Masters Super 500 tournament on Thursday. Playing Michelle Lee of Canada in the round of 16, Sindhu lost 21-17, 16-21, and 17-21 in a three-game thriller. This is the second consecutive loss for Sindhu against Lee after losing to her in the first round of the Arctic Open Super 500 tournament last month. With Sindhu losing today, India's representation in the tournament has ended, with Lakshya Sen having bowed out yesterday in the first round. Moving on, the International Paralympic Committee, or the IPC, has banned Indian parapowerlifting athlete Sachin Chowdhury for 8 years for committing an anti doping rule violation in breach of the IPC anti doping code. This was the athlete's second asserted anti doping rule violation. Chaudhary returned adverse analytical findings for prohibited substances in a urine sample provided in competition on the 4th of December 2021 during the men's up to 97 kilogram event at the Tbilisi 2021 Para Powerlifting Senior World Championships. The prohibited substances were metandione and strychnine, which are included on the World Anti-Doping Agency or the WADA 2021 prohibited list. Now, as a result of his violation, Chowdhury will be ineligible for competition and other sporting activities for 8 years from the 21st of August 2024 until the 20th of August 2032. Also, all results obtained by the athlete from the 4th of December 2021 to the 21st of August 2024 will be nullified. Moving on to combat sports now, where Indian judoka Suchika Tharyal has signed a multi-fight contract with the Brave Combat Federation. In doing so, she joins the stacked women's strawweight division of one of the most global MMA organizations in the world. Undefeated in her MMA career with one submission victory, Suchika is one of India's most accomplished judokas. She is an 8 time national judo champion, a gold medalist at both the Commonwealth Championships and South Asian Games. Also, she has represented India in over 20 international judo competitions. Adding to her achievements, Suchika recently secured a gold medal at the JJIF Jiu-Jitsu World Championships in Heraklion, Greece, showcasing her skills on the world stage. Up next, we've got the play of the day. And finally, our play of the day comes from hockey, where the Indian women's team pumped 13 goals past a hapless Thailand in the 2024 Asian Women's Champions Trophy at Rajgir, Bihar on Thursday. Deepika found the back of the net 5 times, while Preeti Dubey, Lalran Siami, and Manisha Chauhan scored a brace. And for a dominant display against Thailand, India's third game on the trot, or rather third victory on the trot at the Asian Women's Champions Trophy, is our play of the day. And that's all that I have for you on the Playmakers tonight. Do hit subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time we bring you the news live on YouTube. My name is Rahul Kargal. Thanks for watching the Playmakers tonight. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.